Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a max effort upper day. And quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click a like down below, be greatly appreciated. All right, today I decided to throw my sleeves back on. I wanted to see how they feel doing this narrow stance, and actually I get a lot of pop out of the bottom. Do have to kind of be careful trying to hit depth. I threw my squat shoes back on. With this bar, it feels a little harder to hit depth, although when I've looked at the side view, at least with the SSB, this is below parallel. What looks like this same angle from the front, not on that one. The next one with the 555 seems to be well below parallel relative to what my thigh looks like from the front. But I didn't want to do this bar from the side view because the plates just completely cover my thigh, when I do a side view at the bottom. So I went ahead and did this more front angle, but next time I'll try to do more side views like I did with the SSB last time, because we got 521 easily to depth with bare knees with the safety squat bar. So I thought I would see how it goes. Also, I want to work on good mornings, so every other workout we are doing a good morning for the hip hinge, and then the other ones we're doing deadlifts, and it certainly hasn't impeded my deadlift in any way. We're up above 600 again now, but these went decent. I managed to get 505 for the heaviest one, and honestly it wasn't a max, and I think realistically I want to get my good mornings up to 600 pounds. That's a goal I want. I want to get it to 600 because I know I can always squat at least what I can good morning, right? Even if I don't worry about my quads, I can just straight up drop in and then come up and good morning it up if I have to. So we're always going to be able to squat a minimum of what we can good morning. For me, it's always more. And really, you guys notice I'm not even caring about my quads, just my speed squats, all my secondary work. And I don't think people understand hip hinges. A lot of these still work quads. There's still quad involvement there. And I'm doing my sled drags, but I get the deep squats on the speed squat day. I just don't feel like beating up my knee tendons doing a bunch of deep squatting movements, even for assistance, right? I just don't feel like doing it. It doesn't seem to benefit me. My quads do fine on squats no matter what I do. My quads will grow no matter what I do. People are like, your quads are still growing. I'm like, I'm not even training them. Not what people would think of unless we count the sled work. I think the sled work does. There's some interesting data out there on sled work. So, good mornings. I need to start stepping up the weight on this further. We got 315 for 3 sets of 10 here, and I'm pretty happy with that. Again, none of them were all out. I still had reps in reserve. So again, pretty happy with that. All in all, I, again, can't complain. But we're going to be focusing on the entire posterior chain, mostly on my lower days, because I care about my deadlift the most at the moment. I really care about my deadlift more than anything else. And this is the stuff that's going to build it. And my squat is just kind of along for the ride, at least for now, while I'm trying to do the 198. I'm almost worried about my quads even keeping me from making weight if they get too big. I'm almost scared of it. Because again, making weight's going to be really hard at Worlds. It's going to be the toughest part. But I've got a lot of lessons learned from doing it. I know how to make sure that I will get that skill down where I want it. That's the beauty of it. Also, I'm revising my refeed strategies. Right, I've learned a lot about refeeding. And I've talked to other experts, including a doctor friend of mine who works with powerlifters, and got some advice from him too, just a little thing, and it made a lot of sense, the little bit that he had to say about the way he prefers to do it. And it's stuff I can incorporate into my current strategy already. So the main thing I'm looking at is making the 198 through any means necessary at Worlds, and then trying to be 230 before the meet actually starts. It's actually going to be my goal. And guys, I'm still working with these camera settings a little bit and need to mess with the lighting a little more. I need to make it brighter again, I think, especially wearing the all black. Some of this is a little darker over in this other corner than I would like. Some of this is a little blurrier than I would like. I might mess with the next resolution setting up if I can keep the frames per second where I want it. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. I'm not worried about storage space or any of that. I got plenty of that on my backup drives because I keep all this footage. But after the 3 sets of good mornings, and the reason I've been limiting those to 3 is just the sheer axial loading, because I'm moving a lot of weight on those, and I need to be able to recover from it, and we're putting the real volume into this other stuff. On those, I'm trying to just get it to where I get stronger at the 10 rep sets, and even if we stop at 3, we're good, because we're doing all this other secondary work. And those 3 sets are more than enough if we're progressing on them to get all the benefits I want. And then we get all of our extra pump work off these other movements, which it still ended up being 14 work sets today. 14 work sets. All right, because we did 5 by 10 on the glute ham raise. 5 by 10. We did our reverse hypers, and then I did a set of band pull-throughs to finish off. People say, why the band pull-throughs? Because I need a little variation in here. All right, we need a little bit of variation. I prescribe band pull-throughs for my clients a lot, particularly those who don't have reverse hypers and things. Now, I could easily argue I could start doing some glute bridges again, and I might. It's just the setup. Getting it set up can be, not the funnest thing in the world, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. And that might be where I go to doing those glute bridges, because I feel like my deadlift gets a lot out of them. Although, I question with where I'm at with the good mornings, the reverse hypers and everything else, if I even need that, because my deadlift is just climbing. My deadlift is climbing right now. In fact, I think next week I might just test a really heavy deadlift with the deadlift bar. And I want to see, can I get a really big number? Can I PR? I want to see if I can PR. And I might do that if everything's feeling good, even though I'm now trying to cut down. All right, the reverse hypers felt really easy today, although as I'm looking, I'm like, I probably should have got a little more range of motion up at the lockout. But I didn't feel like I wasn't. So that was the thing. It felt easy and light, but it felt like everything was complete. So, who knows what's going on there. But they felt good. They felt good, I'll give them that. And there we go, my quads right up there, still big, even though I'm not really worried about them. But then again, sled drags, speed squats, there's something to be said for those. I've said that before to people. I can build a massive squat on someone by getting really good at good mornings, doing speed squats and then sled work. I've said before, I've done it with clients. It can be done. And for a lot of people, that sounds counterintuitive because they think of the quads so much and they forget the quads are only the muscle that gets the third largest amount of hypertrophy even from doing back squats. So if we think about it in terms of how much they contribute, sure they contribute. They're the third most important muscle. But the question becomes, can they kind of be along for the ride if we're doing even sleds and other stuff like that? Possibly. And I think that, again, that allows us to really focus on the posterior chain, which can include the adductors. The adductors are more important for the squat than the quads are if you had to pick one. And I'm not saying we always have to pick one, mind you. We want to maximize everything. But in this case, it's just an issue of training economy, training recovery, how my knees feel, all that stuff. Right, and I don't mean the knee joint. I just mean things like the patellar tendons. My patellar tendons are just happier if I'm not doing a lot of squatting. A lot of times they hurt the same day. And if I'm not getting anything out of it, it's not even making my squat go up, then who cares? Because I'm seeing my squat still improve now. I'm not even doing the belt squats or any of that and just not caring about it. So we did the 5 by 10 here on the reverse hypers. And then we finished up with one set of band pull-throughs, just for a slightly different exercise to hit a different angle, even if it's just one set. It's done on the back end of all of it. There's a training response. We will get some of the muscle fibers that we missed with the other movements. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.